In 1942, President Roosevelt signed Executive Order 9066, authorizing the internment of tens of thousands of Japanese Americans. That order ultimately gets upheld by the United States Supreme Court in what is now universally viewed as one of the most shameful moments in the court's history. Fast forward to today, and the government is in court offering the same line of argument to defend Trump's travel ban. That courts must step aside as soon as the president says, national security. But this time, the record of hatred towards Muslims that led up to the president's travel ban is out there for all of us to see. The president has said it himself.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
The president has long expressed hatred towards Islam, traveling the country to vilify Muslims at rallies and on TV.
I think Islam hates us. There's something there that there's a tremendous hatred.
Well, Bill O'Reilly asked me, is there a Muslim problem? And I said, absolutely yes.
Donald, a customs agent would then ask the person his or her religion?
That would be probably, they would say, are you Muslim?
And if they said yes, they would not be allowed in the country.
That's correct.
This is a case in which you have the president taking the stage in front of rally after rally, spreading propaganda about Muslims.
I watched when the World Trade Center came tumbling down. And I watched in Jersey City, New Jersey, where thousands and thousands of people were cheering as that building was coming down. And in fairly large numbers, celebrating as the World Trade Center was coming down, killing thousands of people, thousands and thousands of people.
He tells a false story about a general engaging in the mass execution of Muslims using bullets dripped in pig's blood.
General Pershing, they caught 50 terrorists, and they have a thing about pig's blood and pigs. And what they did is they cut open 2 pigs, and they dumped the bullets into the pigs. And he lined up the 50 people, and they shot 49 of those people with a bullet that was covered with pig's blood. And for 25 years, there wasn't a problem, okay? 28 years. We are going to have to get tough.
And he keeps doing this even after he's elected president. While in the Oval Office, he's even gone so far as to retweet fake videos created by Islamophobic groups. I think it's worth pausing. Think about past world leaders who have risen to power by targeting and spreading propaganda about a minority group. At the same time that the Department of Justice lawyers are arguing that this has nothing to do with his long-promised travel ban, the president tells us again and again that this is his signature travel ban.
Let me tell you about the travel ban. We had a very smooth rollout of the travel ban.
Even after changing their language to look less discriminatory, using specific territories instead of the word Muslim, Trump told us exactly what he meant.
This feels like a slight rollback.
I don't think I
Should we
pulled back.
interpret it as that?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I actually don't think it's a pullback. In fact, you could say it's an expansion. I'm looking now at territories. People were so upset when I used the word Muslim. Oh, you can't use the word Muslim. Remember this. And I'm okay with that because I'm talking territory instead of Muslim.
Let's be clear. This is a direct challenge to the Constitution and to the Supreme Court.
How are you going to get past the establishment to keep those promises
You're
you
going
made
to have to
people?
watch and you're going to have to see. I've done a lot of things that nobody thought I could do. Now, we have a religious, everybody wants to be protected, and that's great. And that's the wonderful part of our Constitution. I view it differently.
We don't have to sit back and guess that this is bringing us back to the horrors of Japanese internment. The president told us himself.
What I'm doing is no different than what FDR's solution for Germans, Italians, Japanese, many years ago.
So you're for internment camps?
He did the same thing. If you look at what he was doing.
At the MacArthur Justice Center, we are calling on the United States Supreme Court not to repeat the shameful moment of its past.